Mix Up the Mind. I'm Dylan.
Alex.
And we're here to join you today and just talk about some topics. We got fights coming up this weekend. It's Saturday. We got fights coming up.
Fight night?
Just fight night, not a full UFC.
Yeah.
That's one thing we actually talked about earlier today. Wait a minute. They only change the UFC number when it's a pay-per-view. I'm like, yeah.
I didn't realize that because I typed in UFC. I know 259 just happened. We did our predictions on that in our review.
You were thinking it was 260, weren't you?
Yeah, I was like 260. I was like, oh wait, this. I'm pretty sure if this was going on, I would have bought this already. But apparently, if it's not as important,
it's just a fight
night.
Yeah, it's just a fight
also,
night. But Chael Sonnen
welcome
says,
to episode 2,
number 2.
But Chael
Sonnen says what's most important is who's at the top of the card. So like if you main event and you win, he always says, look, that's the better position than being even on a super like an undercard on a pay-per-view, because you're main eventing and you're securing your status.
And it's about
so
you.
For Edwards, this is like his first fight back in
to be fair, Edwards doesn't really have any recognition though. He's not.
He's definitely the dark horse, unrespected person.
Yeah, and he's turned down some fights as well too with the champ Usman, but it is what it is. So on the preliminary, the main card, the main fight of the preliminary, Angela Hill versus Ashley Yoder. We're big Angela Hill fans.
Angela Hill all the way.
If I'm correct, Ashley Yoder is younger by a few years. She has some height and reach. She has more height and reach as well. But
as we just saw with Nunes, apparently that doesn't matter.
And Angela Hill's a freaking beast. What is this going to be?
She fought quite a few times last year, but I think she lost to decision to
questionable decisions though. Questionable decisions.
She lost like 2 questionable decisions last year.
Yeah. Which I think she should have won at least one of those, but that's why Izzy
or both.
Yeah, that's why Izzy actually, well, not because of that, but like after the Izzy fight, Izzy called for open scoring because he didn't even know where who was up or what round he was in when he was going to the 4th round. He said. Yeah,
and shoot, apparently that scorecard was all kinds of crazy.
Yeah,
but I'm Angela Hill all the way for the main event of the prelims.
Same here. Yeah,
and then we've got Leon Edwards and Bilal Muhammad, I believe is the way you pronounce his name.
Yes, and they're both.
Bilal is relatively unknown, but he has been making some noise on social media. He's using the event to his full advantage.
And that's 100%. The way you should do it as a fighter. You gotta know how to promote yourself.
He's going all in. So, I think Dana has specifically said if Leon comes out and just works Bilal, he's going to get a title fight.
But will he accept it? Will he accept it? Because he's already denied it, I think, maybe twice now.
I mean, we've got to think he's going to accept it, right?
I think Woodley might get a title rematch before he does if he keeps denying him. I don't think Woodley deserves it.
No. I mean, he's lost his last 3 fights. 14 of the last rounds that he has fought, he's lost consecutively.
And the last one he won after that, he released that song, I'll Beat Your Ass. He hasn't beat any ass.
None. 0.
All respects, we're not professionals, and I know what you do is hard, but, you don't want to release a song like that and not beat any ass.
Well, it just feels kind of...
It's redundant.
A little bit.
All right.
He stumped himself. Congrats, he played himself. So, but I'm going with Leon Edwards. But I don't think Bilal's going to be a walk through the park by any means. I think he's going to cut. He knows how much is on the line here, and he knows that if he can dominate Leon or do something spectacular, his name's going to be ringing all over the MMA community. It's going to be...
well, it already has, with just only within the fighters, not socially, not
not
there.
He's not gonna
but they're both 18-3. Honestly, I think Bilal is... I think he's underrated. I think he is going to go out there, and I think he's going to work Leon and actually upset him, because I think Leon's the favorite for that.
I think he is the favorite.
Yeah, I may be wrong. We may be wrong, but I think he's going to surprise a lot of people. I think he's going to ground and pound him.
So you're taking Bilal.
I'm taking Bilal. I think he's well-rounded, and I think I've seen him fight before. I don't remember where, but I think overall I think he may be more rounded, and I don't think a lot of people know too much about him to actually make that decision, but that's my educated guess.
Okay, so I'm taking it. We're both taking Hill.
Yep, Hill all the way.
You're taking Bilal Muhammad.
Yep.
Bad choice. And I'm taking Leon Edwards.
We'll see.
That's just a bad choice.
We'll see.
But I guess, yeah, time will tell that I'm right.
All right.
So yeah, that's all we're gonna cover for the UFC, the fight night this weekend. So let's dive into a little bit of some more Marvel. I mean, we stayed on the topic of Marvel because it is such an amazing topic. And look, there's a lot of
there's so much you can do.
You can go so deep into Marvel if you want.
Heck, for example, I was just rewatching Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and there's a part where what's his name? Rocket.
Yeah.
Rocket and
Does he make a reference?
Yondu.
You were like, oh
no. Rocket and Yondu were captured by Gamora's sister.
Okay. Nebula.
Yeah, and then remember they had a mutiny and they killed off Yondu's crew.
Mm-hmm.
And when they time jumped, right? He's like,
yep.
oh, right, we're gonna time jump all the way to Ego's planet or wherever it was. And he's like, oh, you're stupid. You can't do that.
Many.
You can only do 50. And he's like, we're about to do 700. And then they go on an acid trip. Mm-hmm. But as they're jumping through, I literally paused and was like, what is that? They jumped to a planet and it showed a guy who looked like he was
Korg?
It looked like Korg.
Yeah.
But both of them looked like Korg, but one of them had like Thanos armor. It was like gold and like it looked like purplish blue or whatever. And I was like, wait a second. And then it jumped back.
Yeah, there's a lot of that's one thing with Marvel. If you go back and you pause stuff, there's Easter eggs on Easter eggs. Shoot, I was just watching a thing where it was talking about Ultron and going back to Ultron, and when Ultron realizes, oh, humanity's the problem, the little I don't know what it's called, but the flashes of clips and videos and stuff. Yeah, and it was breaking down that stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can go so deep into the Marvel rabbit hole, which is why we like to use it, because it's fun and it's entertaining. Because we're just fans. We're fans as well. Mm-hmm. And shoot, where's the Falcon and the Winter Soldier going to take us? I have no idea. But in all full disclosure, I didn't know where WandaVision was going to take us. I sat down with my wife, and when we started watching WandaVision, we watched the first 2 episodes together, and I said, I don't like this show. I think it sucks.
I didn't even watch it for quite some time, and then I jumped on it after episode 3 or maybe even later, and I was like, oh, okay, because everyone told me, hey, get to episode 3.
That's what I was told. I have to get to episode 3, but after the first 2 episodes, I said, this kind of sucks. I'm not digging it, because I don't like old sitcoms by any means. I don't like the Dick Van Dyke Show. I was raised by my grandparents, so
He's a Jeopardy guy.
I love Jeopardy. We'll go deep into Jeopardy. R.I.P. Trebek. I just grew up around older TV shows, and my grandpa wanted to watch older TV shows, and I didn't like old sitcoms. I think sitcoms are played out to begin with, but then older sitcoms, it's like you see the
especially
stuff
in this
a mile away.
This time now you're like, yeah.
Like, I've seen it. Continue. So when it started out like that, I thought to myself, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
And Marvel did a good, they have such a good way of balancing things, depending on what it is. They're like, we're gonna do new era, we're gonna have old era, and we're gonna complement the two.
Worked great.
Yeah, and then Marvel with I just want to go back to Easter eggs for one more second. I love how deep they go into the Easter eggs, and how much thought they put into it for specific things, and even hints at things like a perfect example, Vision versus Vision. We talked about that earlier. Just who would have thought of that, right? I'm pretty sure that wasn't written in the comic book. That specific quote. Maybe it was. Maybe I don't know. But
there was a white Vision in the comic.
No. I mean what they said though. What they said to each other.
Oh,
how they were playing
the theory or
chess
whatever?
with themselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
The theory.
I
don't think that was in there. But hey, if so.
I don't think that was written in there. Yeah, that was good. That was solid. But anyways, Falcon and Winter Soldier. What do you think? What are we thinking we're going to expect from the show? What I'm thinking the show is going to be essentially just Falcon and Bucky dealing with the loss of Steve Rogers, because I'm first name basis with all these guys. I think that's what the premise of the show is going to be based around, at least at first. Because I think these shows are all setups to where the next phase is going to be. Because you think about how big of a hole Phase 3 left, and the Thanos problem.
Massive hole.
Yeah, the Thanos problem, where you've got a villain and the stakes are so high that how do you top that? And especially from where everybody was at the end of Endgame, or specifically the end of Homecoming. Because they briefly touch on it, and they kind of...
And they got into, like, the thoughts of, like, the multiverse, but technically it was, like, fake.
Yeah, and then they established, like, what happens when you come back from the blip.
Oh, yeah.
That happened in Homecoming? No, Far From Home.
What, they didn't age, or they did age?
They didn't age, but people who were still here aged.
Yeah.
So they established that, and I think that's what these TV shows are gonna be, is how do we progress these characters to the next part of the phase. So now we've got Wanda, who is a magic god, essentially, and full-on Scarlet Witch, and she's learning from the
Book of the
Dark
Damned.
Book. Yeah, the Book of the Damned.
Which
she's
was basically
learning her
all about
powers,
her.
and she's hearing her kids. Who knows what's gonna take form. But I think that's essentially what these shows are gonna do. And I'm thinking that the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is just going to be them progressing through the loss of Cap, taking up the new mantle. How do they maybe fight for justice along the way? Because Falcon, to my knowledge, was basically just a Captain America echo.
A shadow.
A shadow.
Not in a bad way.
Just
and
a
not
shadow,
in a racial way.
Just a shadow of Captain America. Yeah. Where I'm with Cap. Why? Because Cap's awesome. I'm with Cap.
He's true.
And then Bucky was...
He had the same morals, but...
Cap's friend, but he is a full-on,
He was there from the beginning. And he was going through everything Cap went through.
Yeah, but then he had a whole alternate history, of course, because of the Winter Soldier thing.
I'm curious as to how they're going to bring the two together. Because remember, or last time I remember, Bucky was in Wakanda.
Are you thinking the end of Infinity War?
Oh.
You're thinking the end of Infinity... No, you're thinking the end of something. Last time
Endgame.
I remember Endgame, Bucky and Falcon were with Cap when he was on the bench. Remember?
Oh, I only remember Falcon over there with Cap.
No, Falcon went over there with Cap because
Yeah.
Bucky gave him a nod like, you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's
Okay,
where
that
we
makes
got
sense.
The Captain America presenting the shield to Falcon.
Oh, okay, so they're already there. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all good. It's all good. There's a lot of,
I wonder...
lore and canon to go through.
I wonder if they're going to fight it out. Well, like you said, they're trying to deal with the loss.
That's
of
what I
Cap,
think so.
right? Because I bet...
Full disclosure, this could be online already.
It could be way off too, right? But I wonder if... Right, because they didn't show Cap dying.
No.
They just show the mold. But what if during the series, like, that's what it is? Like, they're trying to figure out how they're going to continue.
Jacked still.
Chuck Norris?
It's just...
Chuck Norris old and just...
Yeah, it's just Captain America, but old. Oh my gosh.
Do you think he's going to make an appearance?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I haven't read anything about Chris Evans wanting to continue or whatnot.
Well, he was actually even scared to take the role, but it is what it
Yeah.
is. Okay.
But what do you think about Loki specifically?
Okay, so
because I think Loki is the next chronological thing that'll be happening, and I've seen previews. I think they've only released one preview where it essentially alluded to there's going to be like a time police thing. There's a force from the comics. I can't remember the exact name, but the time police, time force, whatever. And you got to think Loki disappeared.
Well, yeah.
He created a whole new reality.
Well, so did Wanda, in a way.
Well, but within the reality.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so that makes sense. So
he went off and split with an Infinity Stone, the Mind Stone. He was like, I'm out.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So in whatever reality he's now in, Vision can never be, right? I mean,
That's
I
a
don't,
good, yeah. That's
like,
well.
it'll
Vision
be
doesn't need it
interesting.
now. Maybe the White Vision will show up. Maybe they'll tie all these like shows together.
Maybe.
And like have like, oh, like now this is where he went. Now where's he gonna go now?
Maybe we're gonna get cameos on cameos.
Because we're gonna have those 3 first, and then we're gonna get any movies, right? Because they're not even releasing Widow.
Yeah, I haven't heard any news about the release of Black Widow.
Okay, so
Even though it's made, it's fully done.
they just, they don't want to go test the streaming. But movie theaters are opening back up.
Yeah, I mean, look, with COVID, vaccinations, COVID seems to be waning. I heard that the United States has purchased 3 times as many vaccinations than what we have residents. So in theory, we should be good to go June, July, August. I mean,
But that's if they can get through all the people, because they got to pay people to administer the shots.
I mean, I've heard as early
if you
as
even
May,
want it, right?
At the end of May, that we should be able to. But it's really just a question of
just
like,
no more social distancing, masks everywhere still.
I don't know. It's the question of who goes first, right? Mm-hmm. Who's the first one to allow a big event? And I think Texas Ranger Stadium is going to be opening with
Las Vegas is having an event. I saw that. Come with you, Vegas.
It's going to be what are the repercussions of it, and how does this go? We'll see. We'll see how everything plays out there. But I hope movie theaters open back up.
I hope so.
Because I mean, look, WandaVision, these TV shows are great, but the big screen stuff was meant to be seen on the big screen, and it just doesn't translate the same way.
And
think about the way you felt.
Experience.
Think about the way you felt when you got Thundercat in the movie theater, and the bass drop.
You know, I remember it specifically.
The chills!
It was me, my brother, my friend, and then I had 2 other friends, and one of my other friends snuck a whole rack of ribs that he smoked and barbecued into the movie theater. And I remember him, like, seeing this, I was like, oh, and I, like, looked around, and then I looked to the right, and I hear this, like, crumpling. I was like, hey, what are you doing? And he's peeling off tinfoil, eating, like, just like, ribs.
At that moment?
He was eating ribs through the whole movie. I was like,
oh my gosh, just slowly.
But I was like, that's perfect though, because like at that point, like everyone's like popcorn because they're getting like anxious, but like it's a rack of ribs.
So I mean,
and
imagine that
row.
versus like, look, we've got a TV that we can watch it on, but a lot of people are watching it on their phones. Think about how much WandaVision was consumed on phones.
I consume some on phone.
It's just not the same. And think about a big screen. Think about specifically
you lose the experience and like having the people around you, because like even when I was watching it, like the whole theater was packed. Like I had to like reserve a seat, and it wasn't
BC,
like, it wasn't a fancy
the BC time before COVID.
I know, and it wasn't like a fancy like movie theater where like they serve me beer and stuff. It's like we're normal, but we know how big this is, so you have to advance, so we're not letting you in.
Yeah, so look, wherever Marvel goes, I'm with it, as you know, specified last time. I'm with whatever they're going to do. But I do think these TV shows are more of setups to what the bigger Phase 4 baddie or plot is going to be.
Yeah, that's the end goal for them, right? Yeah. That's like, they have to build to something.
To us paying them dollars to go see them movies.
Exactly. All right, well, I think that's all for our Marvel talk. And then now this is just world stuff that we came about. Tom Brady signed a 4-year deal with the Buccaneers. Extended contract, right?
This guy's the GOAT. And if he plays, let's say 3 more years, and he continues to be
he's going to go to another Super Bowl. Like, he has like a higher percentage of going to Super Bowl than Steph Curry has of making a 3-point. Like, even if he goes for all 4, statistically, even if he goes for all 4, 2 of those years he's going to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and think about the players that want to play with him because of the greatness, and he's willing to take pay cuts just so he can get better players and build a better team around him.
Especially in the NFL, like, come on now.
Yeah, very much so. Because the NFL, look, you can have the best quarterback. Like, I'm not the biggest stats guy, and full transparency, I played football in college. and played it very well in high school, played in college, but didn't continue, didn't play like 4 years in college by any means. But when it comes to, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. No, I lost it. No,
you lost your train of thought, so I lost your train of thought as well.
Oh,
so
no.
you're, I think you're saying something about Tom Brady being a leader, taking a pay cut.
Oh, that's what I was saying. In football, it doesn't matter. You can have the best quarterback out there.
And get
From
ran.
what I hear, best quarterback in the league is Aaron Rodgers. That's from what I hear. Maybe I'm just surrounded by Packers fans. But whatever, like passer rating, QB rating, blah, 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 blah. Supposedly, this guy is one of the best ever.
One man isn't going to carry a whole team.
Exactly. And they get to the playoffs consistently. I think Aaron Rodgers has one Super Bowl win, but he's not consistently getting to like the Super Bowl or even the conference championships.
Yeah, like
whereas
well, I think he is because they're consistent for playoffs.
They're consistently good, but great. That's football. You can't, even if you have the best running back, if you have the best quarter, it's a much more of a collective where the culture is going to trump everything. Basketball, however,
you can have one guy run everyone.
You can basically, yeah, you can. I mean, look at the LeBron in like 2010. I think he took his, it was whatever the year was before he took his talents to South Beach. He took a pretty
substantial,
rough, professional Cleveland Cavaliers team to the Super Bowl. Not the Super Bowl. That'd be even more impressive. To at least the conference final championship.
Yeah.
If not the championship, and he couldn't do it on his own.
Yeah, like I said.
But you can go really, really far.
It doesn't take one man, but it can definitely just take one leader, one person who's willing to sacrifice for the team, go all in, and invest all their time and heart into it. And that's exactly what Brady does. That he builds relationships so much to a point that guys are going to follow him wherever he goes. Like, if they're a free agent, like, where's Brady at? I want to sign with him.
Yeah, where would you want to go? If you, boom, magically, you're
I don't even care how much I get paid. I'm in it for the championship.
Yeah.
I can have 6. If I have 6 rings,
yeah,
I'll just.
I'm mentally.
Even one ring. Even one ring. Yeah, like.
Yeah, it's like, all right, let's go with the GOAT.
And if you're not there to win championships, what are you there for? Other than the money.
They'd be there for the money.
But if you're not making good money and you're a third string, I'm there to try and get a championship with whatever team I can be a third string on. Fourth, I don't care, 4th string.
My name is etched in
Let me just stand here for what, 20,000 a game? I'll stand there. I'll warm up their helmets. I'll warm up towels. I'll put steam it. I'll put it in the oven. Like, hey, Tom, you want? Here you go, Tom. Here, let me warm this seat up for you before you sit down.
Alex is the designated towel hand warmer.
You need some smelling salt? Yeah, I got you. I'll sneak that. Here you go. Like, you know.
I think Alex has just submitted his case to be the team captain or the equipment manager.
I'll be that water boy. Water boys make like 60,000 or more.
Do they?
Yes, they make good money.
That high quality H2O. That's all they provide.
make good. It's so worth it. It's so, and you get to be around the team. Maybe make lifelong friends. Or just giants.
I think they also get a ring because they're part of the organization.
Oh, if that's the case, let me just work in the concessions.
I think everyone in the organization that is like critical.
I don't think they are.
Because I know the front office gets it, like the office. They get rings. I'm almost certain about this. I feel like everybody gets a ring, not just the players.
I think their agents who get the players, right?
They don't get a ring.
You don't think so? Oh, they don't get a ring?
The agent get a ring. The agents have like players everywhere.
Fair enough. That's fine. That's
agents
fair enough.
are just rolling.
They can just buy
rings.
their ring. They can just buy the ring. That's fair. Okay, but the coaching staff, obviously, the team, obviously, even the kicker.
Gotta look this up.
Front desk.
I think the office, like the front desk,
Maybe, but it's like
the whole franchise get a championship ring.
What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments below.
There we go. We haven't, yeah.
Eventually, we'll get tech out of it. For now, phones.
Boom. Okay. Every player and staff that had anything to do with the team at any point usually gets a ring. Thank you, Cora.
I bet Cora.
They all get a ring.
I bet Cora just changed the toilet paper and cleaned the showers and the bathrooms.
They all get a ring, but like if you were to go,
pig trough.
You know, honestly, I learned this from Pawn Stars way back when I watched it. Back when it was on Netflix. If it's a big name player, that ring becomes worth a lot more. But if it's just a ring that's from like a front office.
Oh, it's engraved for them, isn't it?
I think so.
Oh, so if it's like.
But if it's like Davis, who's Davis? Oh, Davis is the guy who cleans the toilets. Oh. That ring, just because ring. Look, it's just the rings are made by Jostens, who make senior class rings.
Stuff like that.
It's not like it's inherently the most valuable ring ever, but whose ring is it? Is the question. So if it's Tom Brady's ring, well, that's worth millions. But if it's Davis's ring, he's got a little poop in the diamonds.
But you earned that, Davis.
He did.
You earned it.
Congrats, Davis. You made it. How can you play if you have to poop at a dirty toilet?
But think about being that janitor and like, oh, what do you do for a living? Like, I work for the Buccaneers.
No, yeah, that's.
I'm with the Buccaneers, no matter your size.
How you'd play.
And you'd be in the club and you'd be wearing this ring, and they're like, oh, "You're with the Buccaneers?" And
yeah,
like, yeah.
You
Look,
would play
this is my ring, and then
this is from when we won last year.
And then he takes her home, and it's just like the nastiest, most beat up. Like she's
where
just
a
like
janitor will live.
Like the second she gets to his car, it's like a lime scooter. Hey, jump on, babe! I got this ring. You think she would care? If she has any principle, she would.
I think she'd still be in. I mean, if she was there for the ring, I think she'd still be in and be like, he's eccentric. I don't know all the players.
He's a minimalist. He just saves all his money.
I don't know all the players. Yeah, once you get to the house, that illusion is over. There's no faking it anymore.
You have to strike fast.
Yeah. So.
Not saying to strike at any women at all. I'm just saying. Consensual sex is safe sex.
What?
It sounded aggressive when I said strike, so.
But only if you perceive it as that.
I cover my bases.
I don't know who you think is watching our channel, man.
Shout out to a few people.
I don't. With the target audience, I think you were with me. He just threw that out of nowhere. So we're thinking clean. We're thinking clean over here.
I suppose so.
So yeah, Tom Brady. I thought that was a pretty boss move to just essentially say I'm finishing my career.
He's gonna retweet like Bill Belichick. Like Brady's the GOAT. Mm-hmm. He's gonna just pin it, and then every time he goes to the playoffs, he's gonna retweet it.
Yeah. Do you think the Patriots make it to the playoffs this year?
No. Is Cam Newton their quarterback still?
I think they're pursuing that again. I think.
Pursuing Cam?
Cam again.
Cam's a great quarterback, but you gotta have a full team.
Yeah. So
equal team.
I think it's going to be interesting to see how that saga plays out. But I'm with Brady all the way. The GOAT. I like to see greatness succeed. That's me. So like a LeBron.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
I like it when LeBron wins. Why? He's great. I want to see him win. Let's just break all the records. That's the way I look at it. If you're out here breaking records, just break them all. Just go all in. Be the best. Hands down.
Leave no doubt.
Leave no doubt. And shoot for it. Why not?
All right. Well, I think that's a good note.
Yeah, absolutely. So
leave it all out there.
Everybody go out there. Records. You go out there. You mix out the mind and
mix it up, baby.
Mix it up. Have a good weekend. We'll see you next week.